This one didn't start out great.
No.
But he tightened up. The team as a whole has certainly needed over the last couple of nights to tighten up from the first 4 or 5 games. And I think they've done a decent enough job of doing that. Fedotov to start looked like the disaster he's been.
Yeah.
Real bad.
But it got better.
It got better. Obviously, the fact that he struggled in the previous few games definitely colored our vision going into this game. And I have a theory. I think it might have colored the players a little bit too, because they did not come out confident. And I'm comparing this to last night's game, where last night's game, they came out, they were creating chances, they just couldn't finish. They got frustrated because they couldn't finish. The first period of this game, the Flyers couldn't complete a pass. They were just stuck in the mud doing nothing. And I'm sure part of that is the frustration about not being able to score. I wonder if part of it also is the fear of, if we make a mistake, it's going to end up in the back of our net because this guy's in goal. Because, yes, getting the goal definitely got them going. It finally got them playing like an actual NHL hockey team. But the save that Fedotov makes on Dubois, like, yes, you can say it's a momentum save. It's a huge save, really good stop. But to me, it felt just as much like, yes, it was big for Fedotov. But it also just felt like the players suddenly are like, oh, this guy can make saves.
Yeah.
We can play hockey now.
And it's, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it really feels like it. The most, other than Coots, the most snake-bitten guy on the team then comes down and scores. Like, these two things, I know you can get into the causation and correlation, but sometimes things like this take a weight off of everybody. And Tippett was going to score.
Eventually. We knew that.
One day he was going to...
Only the most irrational haters didn't think that Owen Tippett wasn't eventually going to score.
Yeah, I mean, all it took was me not betting on him to score. And it went in. You're all welcome. But I think these things, like, that save not only, saved the game, at least for the time being, but took a little weight, like, oh, we got one.
Well, the whole way the Flyers were playing changed after that. They looked like
they
a
were
completely different team.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, that save took something off of their minds, and they were finally able to remember how to play actual NHL hockey. They looked completely different. Like, actually fun.
And to be clear, like overall, if you're evaluating this game, Ivan Fedotov did not play well overall.
No. Let's not.
But
let's not get crazy.
The numbers, I mean, 833 is bad.
Not great.
But I do think it's fair to say that the first half of this game, he looked like the guy who he looked like the last game, where he just couldn't even make it through the game. The second half of the game, he made some legitimately good saves, stops Ovechkin a couple times. Like, he looked maybe not incredible, but he looked like an NHL caliber goalie. Now, is that enough if you're looking at the full 60 minutes? No, it's not. He has not yet had a good 60-minute game, but at the very least, there was something. Whereas the last game, there was nothing.
No, that's I've said all along with so many of these games, like, I just need to see progression from some guys. Like, I need to know that maybe you can be something else the next game or in a week or in a month or next season, whatever, something to build on. And listen, I don't know if Ivan Fedotov is part of this team's future. He's going to be 30 years old, like, when Jet Luchenko comes back to this team, like in a year or two after, he inevitably goes back. We'll talk about that later. But I just need to know they can put him in and the game is going to be worth watching. And that has not been the case through his first 2 starts. The second part of tonight's game, he at least gave us reason to believe maybe he can keep his head above water in the NHL.
There were multiple times where Kelly was just like, just be big and let the puck hit you. And he finally started doing that.
He was doing less in the second half of the game. He was doing less flopping around and acrobatics and stuff. And he was just like standing there being large and stopping the puck, and like that's all he has to do. And like, I know everyone wants to be negative right now. It's another loss. I get it.
I feel like we're treating this like a win.
Pre-game,
it's like it just wasn't garbage.
Pre-game, we were
you guys
on the negative side, one could say. But we've been talking this whole time that, like, Fedotov could figure it out. And like maybe this was the start. I'm not saying he's going to be good, but maybe this was the start of him figuring out how to not be an abject disaster. And that's a positive step forward. I'll take it.
I need him to be at like 890. I'm not asking for the world here.
Yeah.
888. You know,
I'll take that.
Just be a guy.
Yeah.
Just be a guy.
Be Felix Sandstrom.
Yeah.
That's all I need from you, dude.
Like 888, and you look at tonight, like, oh, he was pretty good. 833.
833, yeah.
I just, it feels as if maybe he can build from here. And maybe the next game he lets in 5 more 5-hole goals, and we go, well, okay, that's that.
Well,
but he didn't look like a complete disaster tonight, and that's something for him.
We know it's a big mental thing with these guys. Goalies are like that. And this could be, just a little bit of a seed in his head, like, okay, wait, maybe I can do this. And, that could be something. I don't know. Maybe he'll look like crap the next game. Who knows? Maybe he'll be lights out the next game. I don't know. But tonight we saw something better than what we've seen before.
Which was a pretty low bar. But
I know. But it was better.
Well, I for Fedotov, I think it's just like, okay, maybe there's a path.
Yeah.
We all silly like the mayor.